Alrighty, chicos and chicas. That's boys and girls. Alrighty, boys and girls. Chicos, chicas. That's hola, hola. That's really all I know is Spanish. I haven't used it frequently, so I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I can speak English for the most part at least. But today in this mini episode, we got lipids on our plate, so we're just gonna eat all the lipids up. We're gonna start with the functions of lipids. So let's get to it. So lipids, just like carbohydrates, they can actually function as stored energy, except so once you break down, or you break down, I break down, we all break down. Once you break down glycogen, you'll start to break down adipose tissue. So in the gold analogy of the stored energy with carbohydrates, think of lipids as the silver in the vault. So once we use all the gold in the vault, we'll actually start to break down the silver into cash to spend there. So it's just a secondary means of stored energy. So we use our glycogen, and then after that, once we use all of the energy from the glycogen, breaking down the glycogen and the glucose, we'll start to break down the lipids and use those for energy. But only once the gold in our vault is used up, we'll start to use our silver. Also, lipids function in thermoregulation. So adipose, aka fat, is like a large blanket that is wrapping us to keep us warm and insulated. There's a pretty simple concept. Thermoregulation: fat insulates, adipose insulates, keep us warm like a nice toasty blanket. Also, lipids function in protection. So fat stored is a protection. There's fat around our abdomen region, sometimes more some around maybe Christmas or something like that, too many Christmas cookies, but this helps to protect our internal organs. So there's a reason we do have adipose to have this fat, and it's to protect us for the most part. Obviously too much is not healthy, but we do need some amount as protection. So think of fat stores as the padding around our bodies so we could have some wear and tear without puncturing a kidney or a liver or anything like that. So thank the adipose, thank the chunk we have on our stomachs here for protection. I mean, it's protection mechanism. That's a function, but I'll go with that as my excuse. Why are you looking like you have a dad bod? That's my protection. It's my defense mechanism. It's my service. But other than stored energy, thermoregulation, protection, lipids also function as chemical messengers. So chemical messengers are molecules that are secreted by cells that control the cellular activity of other cells. So it's kind of like the key that goes into the lock that allows a certain doorknob of a certain door to turn and open. So without chemical messengers, some other cells won't be able to function because the chemical messengers bind to the lock, allowing that key to turn and allowing that other cell to function. So just to recap, chemical messengers are molecules that are secreted by cells that control cellular activities of other cells. So just think of a messenger as, okay, we're going to go from here to another cell to control that cell, but like a key that binds to a lock that allows the door to turn. That's really the simplest way to think of it. So chemical messengers, they are lipids frequently, but chemical messengers are never carbohydrates. So we did learn about the functions of carbohydrates already, and chemical messengers are never carbohydrates. But lipids definitely are, and lipids are also vitamins, and vitamins are necessary for various chemical reactions in the body, whether that's nerve conduction, whether that's production of substances the body needs, and so on and so forth. So vitamins are very important in the body, and lipids often are vitamins. But think of vitamins as the baking soda required to bake a cake, to bake cookies, to bake other delicious treats. That baking soda, vitamin can be used for nerve conduction, production of other substances. It's a multifaceted molecule or whatever you want to call it. Vitamins are that can use for nerve conduction, production of other substances, but that's what baking soda is. In whenever you're cooking, it could be used to help a cake rise, used to help cookies rise, used to help another treat rise. So vitamins, it does various chemical reactions in our bodies, just as baking soda does whenever we're baking delicious treats with grandma or by ourselves, and eating them all by ourselves and adding to that protection we have. But also, last but certainly not least, lipids do function as a primary molecule of the cell membrane. So most of the cell membrane We'll discuss more about the cell membrane in future episodes, but most of the cell membrane is made of lipids. That's the primary molecule of the cell membrane. So lipids are not only surround all of our bodies, they actually surround each one of our cells too. So lipids, it sure does aid in the protection of the cell, but our bodies are surrounded in lipids, also each individual cell. So we have, I don't know, trillions, a lot of cells, let's say, a bunch of cells that compose our body, and each and every one is the primary molecule of each cell of the cell membrane. So think of a cell as a circle. The cell membrane, the primary molecule is the lipid there. So functions of lipids: stored energy, it's that silver in the vault once the gold is used up. Thermoregulation, to help keep us warm. Protection, to help protect our organs, acts as the padding for the body. Chemical messenger is a molecule that's secreted that controls cellular activity of other cells. Think of it like the key that helps turn the lock, which of a doorknob allows the doorknob to turn of a certain door. Also aids in, or lipids can function as vitamins. So think of the baking soda that can be used for various chemical reactions in the body, whether it's nerve conduction or production of substances the bodies need. So baking soda for cookies, cake, so on and so forth. And last but certainly not least, lipids function as the primary molecule of the cell membrane. So cell membrane, let's think of a cell as a circle. That outer portion, that main portion of the cell membrane, is composed of lipids there. So in future episodes here, next episode, we're going to continue our discussion on lipids. See you back here soon after a quick 30-second break from our sponsors.